So tech companies in Australia starting to comply with a teen social media ban.
And here to talk about this new ban is TMZ executive producer Charles Ladaboudier. Charles, can you hear us? Great to see you.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, good. Okay, so this is a big deal. How is Australia going to even enforce this ban?
Yeah, this is going to take effect on December 10th. We actually were speaking to an Australian rules football sports commentator who was here in LA, and his name is Daniel Gorange, and we were talking to him about this because it's going to affect his business. And he said that he thinks this is a great thing and that the companies, all of the social media companies, have agreed to this, that they are going to be banning anyone under 16 will no longer be able to, while they can look at social media, they will not be able to post anything, they will not be able to comment. Their accounts essentially are frozen. So they're basically using AI platforms, using AI software to identify people who the platforms believe are under the age of 16. As you can imagine, there are probably going to be some people complaining about this.
Yeah.
They have a plan to deal with people who are basically saying, you know, you got it wrong, your AI software got it wrong, and at that point they'll ask more specific questions, and they'll use a different app that will actually verify age. So there's going to be some growing pains for sure, but they seem to think this is a very good thing, and I think people here in the U.S. will be watching this very closely to see how this affects kids over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and obviously we know that the data on this has shown that since the explosion of social media, there's been a massive increase in depression and anxiety among young teens, especially young girls. But when it comes to some of these kids that maybe make a living, for their family off social media, what are their options now?
Yeah, there will be exceptions for people who are social media influencers that are making a living at this point. They're not going to stop them, and I think that is going to be one of the stickier points for them is, you know, how much money do these kids have to be making for you to say it's okay for them to keep their account? There are probably going to be some battles over that. But, you know, look, we know that a few years ago, Meta admitted that they had information, they had data that showed that social media is extremely damaging to young minds. So this is something that it's starting in Australia now, but you know that eventually this is something, especially once we see the results there, that's going to be debated here. Yeah,
and their enforcement, the way they're going to do it is also really interesting. Well, Charles, we'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right. Thanks, guys.